There's a new plan in Tennessee that affects family welfare payments and ties them to the children of those recipients' performance in school. You get lower grades, you get lower payments. Joining us now on the phone is the sponsor of the bill, Republican State Senator Stacey Campfield, and Dr. Joanne Roberts, who has been a school superintendent in both Illinois and Michigan, where similar laws were proposed. Great to see both of you. Thanks for being with us. Actually, our first guest is on the phone. I want to ask first about what's going on in Tennessee. So, Representative Campfield, if I can ask you why you're proposing this, because you already have a measure in place that if kids don't go to school, parents lose 20% of their welfare cash payments.
Yeah, well, you know, we're taking it to the next level and saying, listen, if your kid is failing every single class because who knows what reason, unless you are a special needs child or something like that, we're going to stop or cut back on the amount of straight cash payments you're going to get. This has nothing to do with food stamps or WIC or school lunches or anything or housing vouchers. This is a straight cash payment that the state gets or gives to these people that are in need. But we need to stop this generational poverty.
I understand your feeling is that you may be able to stop the cycle of poverty in your state by having this happen. Do you think parents can really take on that responsibility of making sure their kids do better in school? Are they equipped?
Yeah, you know, I think, listen, we're not talking, I'm not expecting these kids to write the Magna Carta. You know, ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, I think any parent can just about do that. We have classes for parents. We have after-school programs if kids are having problems. We have tutoring programs out the wazoo. We have just about everything you could ever ask for except for parents that are engaged and involved. And if a parent doesn't care if a child shows up to school or if they show up, they don't care if they, you know, are asleep during the school day, as long as they're getting their check. I mean, we have to motivate these parents. The only way to break the generational cycle of poverty is education. That is the golden ticket out of poverty. And some people just refuse to have any responsibility. We keep trying to put it all on our schools or put it all on our teachers. Okay, we can't do that.
And let me let Dr. Roberts in, who has overseen the process of education in 2 states, not Tennessee. What do you think?
Well, I think, first of all, the education arena gives us our Title I parenting programs, and we need to look at programs that align themselves with the curriculum that's being taught. We all want our parents to help their children. It's a cry for every superintendent in this country. But the question is, how do we do this? I would say that we need to look at programs that we had a Head Start program whereby parent participation was required. We need to look at how we are going to require these parents to train them to help their children. Because if we can train the parents how to help their children, we have demonstrated parents go on to get GEDs, they go on to get better. So that I would say to him, look at the program that's being used in Brazil, where parents have to attend workshops, parents go to training, they learn how to train and help their children. Because we now have the Common Core curriculum that is in place. That's a challenging curriculum for the best of our parents, so that we're going to ask parents to do something that most of them are not capable of doing. And so if we look at this social economic stratification that we're addressing, many of these parents need help. I know I've worked in the inner city of Chicago. I've been in the hardcore schools, and I have worked with parents. We know we need more parent help, but we need to put in programs that are portable, that target this population. We need to engage these parents in some focus groups. How can we best help you to help your child? Have we done that? I don't know. Because the parents have vested. When they are vested in a program, they help it to work.
It sounds like a win-win. Representative Campfield, are you thinking about taking any of the money that you save and investing in parents who can then invest in their kids?
Actually, my program, every penny that's saved goes back into the same program to help other people who are towing the line. And, you know, honestly, I can't disagree with a whole bunch of what the other woman said. The thing is, we have a lot of parents who couldn't give a flip. We can't get them on the phone. They don't show up to any parent-teacher meetings. We have to find some way to motivate those parents to say, wait a second, maybe it's important if I talk to the teacher once a year at least, or to see how my son or daughter is doing.
Dr. Roberts, should this be a model for other states to consider?
I think he needs to dig a little deeper. If he's targeting the parents that don't give a flip, let that be the target population. And let's go in there, and if we have to go to their homes and get these parents, but this is what we had to do in Chicago. We want to make something work, we go to the home. We find those parents. Nothing stops us from our objective of getting them engaged. So let's talk to some of these targeted parents that don't give a flip and find out what is it going to take for you to give a flip. Let's build program. Let's build in some accountability within that model. And then at the end, if all fails, then let's talk about taking this 20%. Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of cash money coming out of a parent's hand who has to raise a child.
Representative Campfield, that's the amount of money you're already withdrawing, that 20%. You want to take it up another tenth. Is there a compromise you're considering?
Well, like I said, you know, if you want to talk motivation, nothing motivates like cash. And when somebody says, wait a second, my kid's failing, maybe there's a problem because I'm not getting as big a check as I was getting, maybe a parent will say, hey, wait a second, maybe I should talk to the schools. Maybe I should return their calls. We have teachers who are calling. We have after-school programs for parents. We have after-school tutoring programs for our students. But we can't get parents involved. We have hit a brick wall. Now, we can search out these parents, but sometimes it's very, very difficult. If a parent is self-motivated, they show up. When they realize there's some skin in the game for themselves, they show up and they take an active part, and then these kids start succeeding. This is like New York Times has said, this is successful on a staggeringly enormous scale. It's the most important anti-poverty program ever.
Dr.
You know, this is something we need.
And Representative Campfield, thank you so much weighing in on this important issue.
Thank you so much.